evening. Oh, no, it's not evening. Dearie me, the sun's just risen. Sorry, it's really bright and hot down under. How's everyone going in this insane, crazy times that's just snuck upon us? I think, for me, I think this chain reaction, every action has a reaction video. It's going to be concentrating on these kids. As you see, I've made, there's a playlist underneath, which I've put a few songs together, which pretty much for me, if you had to simply explain where we've been leading ourselves in more down a destruction path than a creative path, and these kids, I think, really displays how our Western way of life and the individual oneness which we've been sort of trapped into way of lifestyle, while balancing that in the community, without balancing the community into our lives, can create so much problems, because we're not individually helping each other with each other's flaws. We're alienating, or we're sending them out, and with fear there becomes isolation and people get judged. Like for these times, yes, a lot of the world's quite lucky. They're not lucky, but they've got a house, they've got a home, they're able to supply and hold us out. But there's a lot of people all over the world that haven't got that comfort. Like here in Australia, a lot of pensioners, a lot of sick people, a lot of people depend on shopping from week to week, and they haven't got the ability to hoard. A lot of middle class workers do the same. So I think at these times we really get to see, I'm not going to use the word psychology or anything like that, because I really don't like psychology in a way, because it boxes you in. It boxes you into words, and words are just words, they're not actions. And someone who can be like, you see a homeless man walking down the street yelling and talking to himself, you might think he's an angry person, but he might have mental health issues, and he's actually having a conversation trying to work out his life, and doesn't realise the way he's speaking can be quite intimidating to people. So I think in these, sorry, I'm a little bit, is it a plane? We're not supposed to have planes. The birds are happy lately. I've been hearing so many, like we've actually got black cockatoos in Sydney, and I've never seen black cockatoos in Sydney. Crows, oh my gosh, they're everywhere. So I think the animals are going to like this isolation a bit, because they get a little, as you see over the world, you've got swans in lakes and rivers and high tourist spots. And a conversation happened last night with me and I was cleaning up, and I heard one of my children say that we are born to kill. In a way, we're born to hate, and we learn to live and learn to love. And I got a little bit upset with that, because that goes against everything I've taught him. And he had to talk to me, and I could understand why he was saying that, and why he could think I might have changed my mind. And he said to me, what makes you so knowledgeable on this, Mum? You haven't got a degree or anything. I said, I have 4 children under the age of 5. I spent nearly 10 years of my life looking after little ones and trying to keep them unique in a world that wouldn't allow it. I think that gives me qualification enough. And I saw the love, and I saw the way my children learn hate and learn division, and they weren't born with it. And they weren't born with a oneness, because they couldn't survive on their own. They needed someone, they needed each other. if they left on their own, they'd all be on their own now, or individually trying to look after one and not being able to help each other. And it brought me back to work the other day. Like, I read in the paper, like, the cruise ships we've got a lot of cruise ships at the moment, and people have been asked, they get tested before they leave, and they asked not to leave the cruise ship until the test results came back. And on Thursday I read an article that some people walked around the city and got off the cruise ship, and they actually tested positive. And where I work, a few people walk past when a cruise ship docks to either go home or go to their hotel. And a couple of people stopped by and they complained how their holiday was ruined because they had to be isolated, and they just wanted to get home and relax. And they were oblivious to the fact that they could be actually walking around Sydney spreading this virus because they wanted to relax. And in that thinking of oneness blocked them in from thinking about the effects or the chain reactions or the actions or the reactions of them walking around, going to coffee shops, interacting with all these people in Sydney in one morning. So this one, have a listen to the song and have a look at the world, your little world around, and see in these times of isolation how maybe we can start trying to think about sharing and caring more and bringing back that community thinking. Not the community little thinking of let's save this community and destroy another one, and understand that all those homeless people and all those poor people, they don't travel, so that if they get the virus, they get it because of other people. So don't alienate them, because I felt that on Tuesday. I felt the alienation of the mob mentality. And then on Thursday I felt the share and the kindness and the support, because my work is standing on a corner selling magazines to people as they walk by. So I'm in the high danger zone, but I can't stop working, because if I stop working, like a lot of other people, don't get to eat. So that's what's really, really saddening at this time, is there is a whole majority of people out there understanding that their comforts and their way of life can be taken away just like that. I've been doing talks about it for 5 years, and we need to really try and think of something, work together and think of something so we can have more stability and not so much destruction. So have a listen to that song. Have a good day. Sorry about the sunnies, it's a bit bright. And try and be a little bit positive in these times. I know there's a lot of suffering, and I know there's a lot of fear, but try and understand that if you're going to look after yourself, you're going to make it harder for everyone, including yourself, because people will try and survive. So why don't we share the food around, share everything around, and we'll get through this properly. And and hopefully our leaders can be a little bit more I don't know. I've got a lot to say about that at the moment. Like, our government's ridiculous, and I don't really want to get into the politics at the moment. Just look after yourself, everyone. And I don't know what the next chain action for reaction. So as you can see, I'm a little bit blah. It's just strange seeing. The whole reason I got on that bus was because we were being told something like this would happen, but no one was doing anything to prepare for it. So I don't think, I don't know. I'd like to share your thoughts on this one. Do you think this could have been prevented? if maybe we weren't so divided and we spent a little bit more money on caring for the workforce instead of dividing it. Just have a thought, because I can't get that one out of my head at the moment. Alright, try and have a good day, look after each other, spread some joy, play some music out your window, do something. Just don't let the division stay when this is all gone, because I'm sure we can do something better if we work together, like they've said for years and years and years in life. And please help me not be a lie to my children. That's what these videos are about. Okay, have a good day everyone. This is definitely going to have another one.